Hello, everyone. My name is Raza. I'm the department chair at Electrical Computer Engineering, and it's a pleasure to present our activities in our department. I have with me Justin, Kristen, Jordan, and John, and they're going to help me present our department today. So when you think of engineering, I think a really good explanation for what engineering is that we engineers try to manipulate and control energy so that we can do useful work with that. Now, depending on what the domain of energy is, then the different disciplines of engineering could separate. In electrical and computer engineering, we generally work with electromagnetic energy. So you can think of that as pushing electrons around. And we think that electricity is the language of universe because all, or at least most units of life in universe, they communicate to each other through electricity. You can think of the neurons in your brain, for example. Now, the problem with electricity is that the unit of that energy, which is generally considered as electrons, you can't see them. And therefore, that makes it kind of hard to imagine what is happening. But the other end of it is that we can think of ourselves as magicians of engineers. And this picture down here, you can see David Blaine doing his 1,000,000-volt stunt where electrons go through his body and nothing happens to him, although they don't really go through his body. It's actually a jacket that he has on, and he's using or taking advantage of the Faraday cage effect to make that happen. So let's see what the Bureau of Labor Statistics say about our discipline. So you can actually look up this information yourself. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I just want to highlight that as an electrical engineering, on average, you get paid around this much, 100 to 105. And you look at computer engineering, but specifically hardware engineering, and the pay on average is slightly more. And that's because the computer engineering and the hardware that is used to do all the processing that we need today are kind of more relevant with a lot of needs. I'm going to leave you with this message for jobs, that although jobs are great in a sense that you get paid, but what you really need to aspire for is a career. And the way that I differentiate the two from each other is that a job is something that you do, but a career is who you are. For example, if you say, I am an engineer, that's who you are. It's not something that you do. And you really need to think of preparing yourself for a career. Now, let's see or take a look at more numbers here. As you can see, if you add up all these numbers associated with things that are electrical or computer engineering, then we end up being #1 in compared to all other engineering disciplines in terms of the number of employment per year, and #2 in terms of the job projected in the future, and #3 in terms of the annual wage. Now, you have to keep in mind that all these jobs are only those that are in the hardware domain, electrical and hardware domain. So they don't count any of the software jobs here. And out of the computer engineering, there is a portion of that that is software engineering. So if you add that to all these numbers, we actually end up being #1 in all categories compared to other engineering disciplines. We are not here comparing any of this with the kind of jobs that exist for computer scientists. Keep that in mind. And quite honestly, there's no company in the world that does not hire electrical computer engineers. Then that's not going to change in foreseeable future. So it's a really good career to think of. So why would you come to UCF? So jokingly speaking, if you're not in Orlando, you really want to be here. That's a really good place to be. And if you are from around here, well, you don't want to leave. But setting that aside, I think because of where we are, UCF has grown so much, and it's one of the biggest universities in the nation. But with that comes a lot of opportunities, and those opportunities make UCF very unique. There are so many companies around UCF that hire students out of all our departments, especially CE, and they don't necessarily hire only when you graduate. You can actually get hired while you're studying. So if you see UCF is kind of this circle right in the middle of this map, and these are a very limited number of specific companies that are really close to our campus, and they hire our students regularly, both as interns and full-time jobs. And all of these are really big name companies, that the kind of companies that are their stock is traded on New York Stock Exchange. But there are a lot more happening around us. I've heard something like close to 100 companies in close vicinity of our campus. And that creates a lot of opportunities, some of which you're going to hear from students later on. So to quickly highlight the program, we have several tracks that students can choose from, both in the electrical engineering and computer engineering domain, but also at the same time, you don't have to choose any of the tracks if you don't want to, and there's a comprehensive track for both of these that you can go through. And if you do want to choose any of these tracks, you can actually do so later on after you join, like closer to the end of the second year. And by that time, you can reach out to any of us, the faculty and staff, to help you understand what any of these specific tracks mean. There are a lot of other opportunities to get hired on campus. Specifically in our department, we hire co-ops that help us run the labs. And that's a really good opportunity for our students, because they get paid to learn more. And there are certain hands-on training opportunities through those co-ops that are otherwise not available. You can also do a master's degree in 5 years. This is called the BSMS program. And if you're an outperformer, I definitely encourage you to consider doing something like that. And you also can do dual degrees. In terms of the research opportunities for you to join as an undergrad, I'm listing a few examples here. There's a lot more opportunities, and these are all our young and active faculty who work with their students in their labs and on really state-of-the-art technologies and sciences. Specifically in the domain of robotics, we are going to start a new degree program, a master's degree program in robotics really soon. We do have robotics labs and courses at the undergraduate level, and there's actually a minor in robotics. And Jordan, who's helping me actually with these slides, she's going to tell you a little bit about this. She's minoring in robotics. That's something that she's doing. But beyond that, once you're trained on some of these concepts, and if you feel like this is something that you need to do more, or you would like to continue, then you can actually enroll in the graduate program in robotics. And the same with any of the other ones. We obviously offer courses at the undergraduate level on all the topics that you see here, but then if you like to continue, you can continue as a graduate student on these topics. Now I'm going to show you a little bit about our alumni. We are so proud of the people who basically got their training from our department and left us. This guy is actually the CEO or Chief Operating Officer of Lockheed Martin. He got his degrees from our department, and he is being groomed to become the CEO of one of the biggest corporates in the United States. This lady is a director at the L3Harris, which is one of the biggest defense contractors at UCF again. She is overseeing more than 1,200 engineers right now, and I'm sure that she's going to continue to grow in her career because she actually graduated from a department relatively recently in 2007. And finally, this gentleman is a serial entrepreneur, and she has made so many successful companies happen throughout his career that now he has a lot of money to invest in other companies and help them grow and become successful. So really, sky is the limit in terms of what you can do with your degree once you finish from our department. So with that, I'm going to switch your attention to hear from some of the students that are in our program right now. We're going to start with Jordan.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jordan. I am currently a third year here at UCF, and I'm majoring in computer engineering and minoring in intelligent robotic systems. So currently, right now, my end goal is to work in themed entertainment, where I'm working with new emerging technologies to create new immersive environments. So I feel like UCF has really contributed to my career and helping me achieve my career goals. I am currently the president of the Society of Women Engineers here at UCF. So this is one of the world's largest advocates for change and really just supportive of women in engineering. So this organization has really helped me develop my professional and technical skills. And I feel like I've become more prepared because UCF introduced me to this amazing group. Additionally, through that, I am currently interning at Universal Creative as an advanced technology interactives intern. So I'm working on exactly what I really hope to in the future. And I think UCF and SWE have both really contributed to me being able to feel prepared for this internship and hopefully my future career. So I'm very grateful for the opportunities that it has given me, and I am excited for the future.
Jordan, aren't you at your work right now?
Yes, I'm currently at Universal.
Okay, let's move on to John.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day today. Well, my name is John. I am studying computer engineering, also my third year, with focus on the digital VLSI track. I'm currently enrolled into the BS to MS program, hoping to get my graduate degree and my master's in about 2 years. So right now, I am the president of IEEE UCF, that's Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, with our main focus of teaching the very fundamental skills that electrical and computer engineers need to use and to be knowledgeable about going into their careers, such as PCB design, soldering, embedded programming, and so on. So when I first came here to UCF, I didn't know any of the things I mentioned at all. A very novice coming into it. And I was at times I was very nervous about getting started into my degree, but UCF had a lot of opportunities for me to get exposed to these topics and ideas early on, so I can be relevant and be knowledgeable and competent of what I'm very passionate about within engineering. And all of that was really easily to be obtained. And because I was able to grow rapidly and push myself to where I was able to be noticed by not just my peers, but faculty, it allowed me to receive a lot of opportunities, such as an internship for Georgia Tech Research Institute doing defense, contracting work, and a fellowship under AMD. And for those of you who don't know like how fellowships work, they're essentially paying me to learn specific topics that they want to direct me in and to potentially receive an internship or full-time offer post-college degrees. So UCF has definitely accelerated my learning and passions to grow and not just the realm of computer hardware design, but in all aspects. The amount of resources that UCF has available to its students is truly limitless. And if you really put your time and effort into wanting to grow and learn, then UCF has the resources to reward you and push you and build you up to the careers that you want.
Thank you very much, John. We're going to continue with Kristen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen, and I'm a senior in electrical engineering here at UCF with a specialization.
Kristen, can you actually do something about the volume?
Is it too quiet?
Yes.
Oh. Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. My name is Kristen, and I'm a senior in electrical engineering here at UCF. I have a specialization in radio frequency, also known as RF, and I'm currently working at a large RF company named Corvo. We build a lot of the wireless components that go in all of your cell phones. So when I first started at UCF, I started with undergraduate research, and I really focused a lot on school. And because of my performance in school, I also got the opportunity to be an undergraduate learning assistant. And I think that being both an undergraduate learning assistant and undergraduate research assistant helped to kickstart my career and helped strengthen my resume for some of the future internships. So in summer 2021, I got my first internship at NASA. And after that, I realized that I really enjoyed doing internships. So I wanted to continue on during the school semester. And because UCF is in a very large city and has a lot of nearby companies, I was able to do an internship during the fall, which I was really happy about. And after that, I took my first RF course. And because of that, I realized I wanted to specialize in RF. And I don't think I would have, or who knows if I would have learned that I wanted to specialize in RF if it weren't for UCF. So over the past year or so, I've been focusing a lot on RF and getting an RF internship and going to conferences for that. Overall, UCF has been a major contributor to a lot of my success with my career over the past few years, and I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to learn so much here.
Thank you, Kristen. Just wanted to also mention that Kristen is going to continue with his PhD degree at UCF, which is something that we are really happy about in our department. Thank you. We're going to continue with Justin.
Hi, everyone. I'm a PhD student here at UCF. I also did my bachelor's degree. Before I came to the school, I was considering several different colleges. I considered USF a lot. I'm from Tampa and spent some time there as a high school student. And I also considered UF as well. What really sold me on UCF is that I wanted to work in defense. And that's what drew me to this school. Is UCF has a lot of different partnerships with defense companies in the area. And by my second year here, I got a position with Lockheed Martin. And that was through UCF's program called the Career Work Experience Program, the CWEP program. And through it, as a sophomore, I got my secret clearance. I was able to work on real F-18 hardware, and it was a really amazing experience. I did it for 2 years. One of the best parts about it is that I would go to my classes, I would learn new things, and then I would go to work and I would get to actually do those things I just had learned in class. And being able to pair my studies with that kind of hands-on experience was extremely valuable. Not to mention having mentors at Lockheed Martin that had already gone through the same exact classes that I had because they were UCF graduates as well. It was a very, very great piece to develop as an engineer. But after 2 years of doing that, I wanted to try something new. That led me to join undergraduate research. And I joined Dr. Reza's Dynamic Microsystems Lab. And in my senior year, I spent my time doing research in microfabrication for the Air Force. Between the undergraduate research experience here and the Lockheed Martin experience, I spent about 3 years of my 4.5 years as a student getting paid to do real serious research work. And it really helped my education, as well as it was rewarding to be able to do that. Now that I'm doing my PhD, undergraduate research convinced me to continue with my studies, and it's been fantastic. It's a lot of fun. You get paid to learn, and I fell in love with teaching. I have had the opportunity to teach 2 courses at UCF, and it's been a fantastic opportunity. And I definitely would encourage everyone to consider graduate school. Doing graduate school is fantastic because you're doing something new that hasn't been done before. And there's a lot of value that's added in that. And because of that, they tend to pay for your tuition and give you stipend. And it's absolutely worth considering. And I don't think enough people know about that.
Thank you very much, Austin. So with all of that, I hope we have been able to convince you to come home to us, and hopefully we get to help you grow a very fulfilling career as well. At the end, I just wanted to mention that at UCF, there is another program, or actually another college, that focuses only on photonics and optics. In most universities, those kind of activities are part of the electrical and computer engineering, but at UCF, there's a unique situation where if you already know that that's what you want to do and that's the kind of career you're looking for, there's a different college and a different program that you need to basically consider. With that, thank you very much for your time and your attention. And please reach out to any of us. You can just search Google with our names, and hopefully email us and we get back to you. Thank you very much.